was during the middle of the winter time during COVID. I was dropping off my wife at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I just parked in front of Grand Street and slipped in my car. And there was this older lady, I'm guessing in her 50s, and it was sleeting, raining, and she was standing in the doorway of 34 Grand Street. And I didn't think anything of it, but she was there 4 hours earlier to get in line for food.
This happened at the very beginning of the pandemic because Chinatown is especially hard hit because that's the first part of the city that's closed down.
Most of us here have been in this neighborhood for so long, and finally now, through the pandemic, sadly enough, we've come to realize that our neighbors who've been neighbors with us for many years are not eating. I just want the Lower East Side to expand, cover just a larger area, not in actual space, but in the hearts of people in New York City.
Everything is going up in the supermarket, right? Everything, the eggs, the lettuce, the cheese, the milk, things that were so simple in life. And now it's like, I can't even bring this to my family. So that's when we come along and we give out what they can afford. That's what I like to see.
We are brothers keepers. Yes, we are. I think we have a responsibility to care about whether or not the next person eats.
So what we learned from COVID and providing fresh, healthy produce is that people have pre-existing conditions. For the Asian community, high blood pressure, diabetes, same thing facing Americans, diabetes. Diabetes very common.
Yeah.
We work with Columbia Teachers College to bring in nutritionists to help us to understand variety of fresh produce and help them, many of the members, how to cook them, how to use them, how to appreciate them. So that's what will be the future in our program.
I do want to give a shout out to Trinity Church Wall Street, because actually they did a study almost a year ago, and they came out with the same conclusion that the Asian community, Chinese community down Lower East Side and throughout New York City were one of the most hit and some of the poorest districts in the city.
UA3 is a fantastic partner, and we are so grateful to have them as our partners. They have enabled Trinity to continue to provide food, and UA3's location right in Chinatown really allows for Trinity to have reach into that community. We rely heavily on their volunteers. They're compassionate, they're considerate, and they're committed to the cause.
I also want to give a shout out to the incredible courage that our volunteers came in.
The reason I joined this pantry is because a huge line, the overwhelming people who were working. So I said, why don't I join them? Danny asked me, what dialects do you speak? I said, I speak several dialects. He was so desperate, he snapped me up right away, taught me how to use the QR code and the scannings. Now I would call a pro.
I got involved with UA3 mainly because of what I had a passion for. I had a passion for helping the community, serving people, just making a use of my own good. The idea is help the less fortunate, because I happened to be one of the less fortunate back then, not financially, but in other ways. And now that I'm able to overcome it, I want to help other people.
We're really helping the community. I think that we're filling a niche. I can see UA3 becoming a full-fledged food bank with warehousing space, with real refrigeration, real trucks, numerous employees, real forklifts, and real dumpster space, real cardboard balers. I'd love to see that.
I mean, in the beginning, Chi was out there and he was giving out food to the first responders. He was out there. And you know what? Our families were afraid for us. They were afraid that we'd get sick and we'd die or we'd get some illness. But Chi led the way and was giving to responders. Then certainly Sandra and many of her team members came out. When the pandemic hit, probably about 90%, I don't know the exact number, but a huge number of the pantries actually closed. because they were run by seniors and they could not operate during the pandemic. Believe it or not, that created an opportunity because we get a lot of our food from private sources and supermarkets. So all of a sudden they had food that wasn't being picked up. So we engaged, we got the trucks. We were contacting local block associations, family associations, and landlords, and dropping food in various areas in Lower East Side.
Hello, my name is Sheldon, and I live in the neighborhood. And I just want to give this message to the UA3, to the pantry, and to thank them very much for being so kind to us, to me and my wife when we need it, okay? As you can see, I'm working with a cane, so I'm doing the best I can.
You know, there's a lot of things that have changed, right? Whether it's like funding education or now the crisis that we have of migrants coming to our city. But that shouldn't distract us from the underlying issues that affect every single New Yorker, whether you've been here for decades or just 2 hours, right? There's a real need for affordable produce, especially healthy green produce. You go to some of these communities and you see fast food restaurants. You don't see the option that's provided by a UA3, right? Where people can not only get healthy green food, but one that's culturally accepted to them. You know, bringing a mango or pineapple to a Puerto Rican and Dominican family just lightens their day, right? Makes their whole week because they feel connected to that. Or bringing a dragon fruit to a Chinese family, they feel like they've been seen, they've been loved, and that's what we need to do.
I really wish we could eradicate hunger, but that's unrealistic, right? Our goal is just to, I guess, just work together, continue to build partnerships, and so that can spread wider and wider.
We are UA3.
We are UA3.
We are UA3.
Gracias. Dios bendiga. Amén.
We are UA3.
We are UA3.
We are UA3.
We are UA3.
我们是 UA3。
我们是 UA3。